We're underway. Hope you enjoy it. Kim English never won in this building as a player or as an assistant coach when he was at Tennessee. He's worked at Colorado and Tennessee now in his first year at George Mason. Crimson uniforms today for the Jayhawks. It's George Mason in the whites, and they come away with a steal. Now Abaji poking it free, but saved there by Xavier Johnson, the point guard for George Mason. 7-5 on the year. 2 very good wins on the road against Maryland and Georgia. They're not going to be intimidated.
Well, and you and I were talking before the game started. The first order of business is handling the environment and handling the basketball. You see so many teams come into this building and get sped up and have that turnover bug bite them. And so far, first possession, you get a turnover for George Mason.
Kansas, the 6th highest scoring team in the country, 86 points per game. Abaji and Brown combining for about 40 of those. This is Abaji, nice shot fake. Can't get it to drop. Deshaun Schwartz, a guy we'll need to keep an eye on for George Mason, comes away with the rebound. He is a big-time scorer, a transfer from Colorado. Oduro out to try a 3, knocks it down. He will occasionally shoot those. He's 30% out there.
Yeah, just his 8th made 3 of the season, but you see the confidence. He shot that without any hesitation, and it's a difficult challenge for McCormick to get out there.
Christian Brown shooting with confidence. Pulls KU even at 3.
It's amazing. Every time we talk to Bill Self at shoot-around, he always brings up how we got to get CB to shoot more. Got to get Christian Brown to take more shots. Such a good shooter from inside the paint right now. He's kind of taking what the defense gives him, but you know he can fill it up.
62% overall from the field, 34% beyond the arc for Brown. 12 on the George Mason shot clock. Oduro driving it this time against McCormick. Goes to the left hand to lay it in off the glass.
You see, you better be ready to play against Oduro. Knocks down a 3 there. He's able to put it on the deck, step through. He can finish with both hands. This guy is a talented big.
Brown gets the blocking call on Oduro, who thought he was in position to draw a charge.
Steven, I played at Kansas and then played at Creighton in the Missouri Valley Conference. I'm telling you, the biggest difference between high majors, Big 12 teams, and mid majors like the A-10 are usually the big guys. And Oduro is really a high major power conference kind of a big. That's how talented of a player he is. So it gives George Mason a chance. It's why they've beaten Maryland and beaten Georgia.
McCormick drawing multiple defenders, kicks out. Brown off the extra pass. And Ticket gains with the rebound. Oduro feeling it early. Not connecting that time. Abaji weaving through traffic. Now Brown puts it on the ground. Hanging, and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, I consider that transition. I know it's not a 3-on-2 or a 4-on-2 sort of primary break, but Abaji pushed that basketball hard. Watch Abaji push it so hard, collapse the defense, and that's going to create the scramble closeout for Christian Brown to get into the lane and get to the free throw line. That's where Kansas is so dangerous. It's how they push the ball on the open floor.
Biggest part of that foul might have been who it was on. Josh Oduro has 2 fouls already.
Massive.
He will come out of the ball game.
Yeah, it's interesting. Was reading some quotes on Kim English, and he was talking about how all the differences there are being an assistant coach and being a first-year coach. And one of the things he talked about was managing foul trouble, figuring out the different guys that you can play with 2 fouls and can't play with 2 fouls. We'll see whether or not he feels like he can trust Oduro to get back in this game with foul trouble.
Very early to have their star center go to the bench in the first half. How does George Mason loosen up those outside shooters without the post presence of Oduro? Johnson on the drive. Davon Cooper splashes home a triple. He might be their most proficient 3-point shooter. That's his 33rd of the year already. He's a 39% shooter out there.
He's a Morehead State transfer. He was first-team All-OVC a year ago. He can play.
Good save by Wilson on the high pass. Harris sets up Brown. Now Abaji to the elbow. Out towards Harris, deflected. Save near midcourt. Harris spinning, gets it up. McCormick had it and had it stripped away. Devontae Gaines, who goes by his nickname Ticket, with the quick hands. Now Johnson attacking. Cut off, flips it out to Cooper. Gaines from the corner. Bounce not there. Wilson off the rebound, bringing it himself. Abaji. Too strong. Gaines with the rebound. Well, both these teams shooting with some confidence. We mentioned George Mason wasn't going to be intimidated. Their guys are really feeling it when they get an open look from three.
Again, Morehead State transfers play a lot of basketball. Schwartz is a 4-year guy, transfer from Colorado, 1,000-point scorer. He's not going to be afraid of this kind of an environment. I'm surprised to see the confidence that George Mason plays here early. But with Noah Duru, just everything changes for George Mason. They're much more perimeter-oriented. Kansas has to defend a corner.
Himself has alluded to the last few days in his media sessions.
No doubt about it. And the Jayhawk family is strong and proud, and need everybody in that family to send some love to Jethro and his family. Thinking about you.
Mitch Lightfoot in the game for KU. Gets it on the block, goes jump hook, and he's into the scorebook. Nice work by Mitch on his first touch.
Well, with Noah Duru, need to pound the ball inside, whether it's McCormick or Lightfoot. A good post up and jump hook, quick move.
Blake Jones, the backup post for George Mason. Handling with Oduro on the bench. Now Cooper getting to the elbow. Gaines. Corner three is on the money. Devontae Gaines, a 52% three-point shooter. He just doesn't take many of them.
No, but Kansas has to resist the temptation, Stephen, to collapse on penetration. George Mason really wants to take threes.
Abaji answers with a three from the corner. With Oduro out, does that temptation to collapse maybe really need to go away because there's not a presence to drop it off to?
Absolutely, it's a great point. It totally changes George Mason's paint presence and paint scoring ability. So right now you want to make the Patriots a two-point shooting team and not this.
Polite with a three that misses everything. Wilson off the push, gives now to Harris. Inside to Lightfoot, good position, and he scores it. He got deep that time on the catch.
No doubt. Mitch Lightfoot was working and wrestling for a good 5-6 seconds before he got the post touch. That's great patience on the post up and a good pass from Brown.
Jayhawks forcing George Mason way out on the floor on this possession. They throw it away. Jayhawks with a chance to run. Abaji runs it down. Can't finish though.
Errant pass from Brown to Abaji.
Gaines couldn't get the wheels stopped in time.
Well, the only way a 4-round-1 works is if the one, being Mitch Lightfoot here, works his tail off. Look at him just fighting and fighting, pointing where he wants it, moving his body, moving his feet, keeping the Patriot on his back, and finishing. That is excellent from Mitch Lightfoot.
He replaces Jalen Wilson.
Sixth-year senior. 4 points already.
So there's a little bit of zone from George Mason.
Jalen Coleman lands is in the game for Kansas. Brown finding Lightfoot with the lob.
You get that ball to that short corner, baseline right off the block. It just kills a zone, and Brown with great instincts to look to the middle of the floor.
Schwartz going to work on a smaller defender. Has it knocked away. Finds Gaines. Got Brown in the air and still scored it. The Jayhawk ball movement against the zone, absolutely sensational. And then George Mason able to answer with this.
Schwartz is just plays with the poise of a veteran, because that's what he is. He's played a ton of basketball, been in on top 25 teams, played in the NCAA tournament, and his calm demeanor underneath the basket creates the opportunity for Gaines, and then Gaines with a great shot fake to get to the line.
Gaines is a transfer from Tennessee. Played for the Volunteers. He's averaging 11 points, 8 rebounds per game. He's got 6 points early, and George Mason hanging with KU to start this one.
And Gaines didn't play a ton at Tennessee, but was with Kim English there, so Coach English knew what he had in Gaines.
Lightfoot able to let the defense fly by. How about 8 early points for Mitch Lightfoot?
Has come in and totally changed this game. I mean, he's really done a good job posting, holding his seal. Kansas has delivered the ball on time, on target from the perimeter.
Jamal Hartwell, the second in the game for the Patriots. Puts it on the ground and draws a foul on Coleman Lands.
You know, of all the things that Bill Self has to worry about or think about, you know what's not one of them is Mitch Lightfoot. I think those two guys, and a lot of it is because Mitch Lightfoot's been around for so long. Coach Self knows exactly what he's getting from Mitch Lightfoot. Mitch Lightfoot knows exactly what he is being asked to provide. And that is such a luxury as a coach, whether it's a starter or a guy off the bench, that you know what you're going to get.
6 years, you think that's enough to get to know your coach and get to know your player?
Let's hope it is.
Jones lighting up a 3, left it short. Brown bringing it off the rebound in a hurry. Coleman Lands in the corner.
I love that push from Christian Brown. That is pushing the ball with a purpose.
Both teams getting some good looks from 3 early on. There's another good look. Schwartz, an excellent 3-point shooter. This is turning into, as Bill Self would say, a little bit of a horse game right now.
A lot of good looks both ways right now.
Lightfoot wanting it inside. They skip it to Abaji instead. Back come the Patriots. Johnson blocking foul. It's on Harris. We'll take a break. KU up 2. Mitch Lightfoot's come off the bench today and delivered 8 points in 4.5 minutes. He's been effective.
He's come in and posted up with purpose. He's been physical. He's made good, strong post moves. Watch him just hold his seal, point where he wants the ball, keeping ticket gains on his back and turning and scoring. The one possession, George Mason goes zone. You get to the short corner, get a lob to Lightfoot. Look at him, working his man up the floor, sealing him to his back. 4 for 4, 8 points. Pretty good production from Mitch Lightfoot.
Great start for Mitch. Let's bring in the third member of our team who was in the huddle that last time out, Kenitra Pulliams.
Mitch Lightfoot has been amazing on the inside with Oduro with 2 early fouls. Bill Self during the timeout said he wants David McCormick to be more athletic, and as a team, he wants them to guard the perimeter better. Even though George Mason has 3 threes so far in this game, they've had opportunities for much more.
Thank you, Kenitra. David McCormick back in for Kansas.
Yeah, and a lot of the open threes from George Mason have come from not containing the ball handle and giving up penetration, and then that's forced help, and that's where George Mason gets their penetration kicked and the three-point line game going. So a lot of it starts with containing the ball, but I'm going to continue to harp on, if I'm Kansas, I am really, really reluctant to help off the three-point line. I'd make these Patriot guards finish in the lane before I'm giving up rhythm threes.
Xavier Johnson 1 for 2 at the line there for George Mason. 1-point game. A little smaller lineup right now for the Patriots. No true big man in there. It's Gaines and Schwartz at 6'7", their tallest players right now. Coleman Lands to the baseline, knocks down the pull-up.
Dave McCormick did a good job posting, and he was working hard, and that collapsed the Patriot defense. They were really sunk in there in the lane, and that might be what it is at times with McCormick.
Johnson got a step. Harris had to reach around and commits his second foul, and now no Remy Martin today. 2 fouls on DeJuan Harris with still over 11 minutes to go before halftime.
Yeah, no doubt about it. If you would have asked me who's the one guy you don't want to see get in foul trouble for Kansas, I would have said Harris. You know, just given the point guard situation, got a little bit of arm there on Xavier Johnson. So now what does Bill Self want to do? Does he want to trust DeJuan Harris to play with 2 personal fouls? And look at that. I love this. Coach Self and him are talking, communicating what do you want to do, how you want to handle this. There's a little bit of trust there.
And now Harris will go to the bench. Joseph Yesufu checking in.
Well, big opportunity for now Yesufu. No Remy Martin, DeJuan Harris. you would think there's a chance he could sit for these final 11 minutes. One of the hardest things when you're a bench guy is you don't get the opportunity to play extended minutes to get into a rhythm. That might happen now for Yesufu.
Coleman lands a three. Knocks it home. 5 straight for Jalen Coleman lands. He can warm up in a hurry.
Oh, baby, can he. Arguably the best shooter on this roster, not named Ochai Agbaji.
Ronald Polite III into the lane. Lost his balance. Traveling called. You mentioned the opportunity for Yesufu. It's going to be at both ends, offensively and defensively. Get another look at the travel. Yesufu averaged over 20 minutes a game last year at Drake, was a big part of their offense. 8 minutes per game so far this season.
And it's hard. It's hard to figure out how to make an impact, and you maybe try and get it back too much with making shots, making plays in short spurts, minutes-wise. So it can be challenging.
Wilson from the wing. Hawks back defensively. Cooper pushing it anyway. Coleman lands with that block. Goes quickly on Cooper. Ball movement by the Patriots. Schwartz spinning his way inside, muscles it up, and he'll shoot a pair.
Boy, for a little bit there, that was incredible scrambling from Kansas, where you're trusting the next guy is going to cover your guy, where Jalen Coleman lands, runs a guy at the three-point line, then Christian Brown covers for him, and then Ochai Agbaji covers for him. But ultimately, you've got a savvy veteran in Schwartz that is able to just methodically get in the lane, shot fake, and draw foul.
Schwartz scored over 1,000 points in 4 years for the Colorado Buffaloes. He might be the key to this George Mason team, Nick. When he's in double figures, which has happened 7 times this year, their record 6 wins, 1 loss.
Because again, what he provides is not only just scoring and shooting, but just a guy that has a winning pedigree, and he's been a part of winning cultures. And so he knows what it's supposed to look like, and so usually when he's making an impact, it probably stems from that winning background.
His first point of the day. Agbaji over the top for McCormick. Has it poked free, saved by Wilson. Count it, and the foul. Right place, right time, Jalen Wilson.
He said it. The amazing hands from George Mason as Polite was able to poke it free, and it goes right to Jalen Wilson. But you can see how much George Mason's really trying to collapse on David McCormick right now.
Wilson finishing the three-point play. 7 points, 10 rebounds against Nevada Wednesday. Starting to get into the flow over the last few games. Biggest lead of the day for the Jayhawks, and it's halved by the 3 from Ticket Gaines, who has 9 already for the Patriots.
But that's a tough matchup. I mean, with this lineup for George Mason, McCormick's having to guard Gaines, and he's not comfortable out there.
Agbaji stepping through. Wilson stripped, but a foul.
So that's kind of what's happening on right now. McCormick's, he's got a mismatch when he's on offense, and George Mason's scrambling. But on the other end, McCormick's having to guard on the perimeter, which is a challenge for him, and he gives up a 3.
Jalen Wilson back at the line, shooting 2.
Wilson only 36% at the line so far this season.
Which Langford returns to the Jayhawks. Replacing David McCormick.
Talked about the tough start to the season for Wilson. Suspension, trying to get into the flow. Now you're into the starting lineup today. The changes continue.
And I think today, you've seen it kind of coming along. I thought the Nevada game was the best game Jalen Wilson has played all year. But getting into the starting lineup could expedite that process of just settling in. It's hard when you have to sit for the first handful of games of the year. But you know Wilson's a guy that is basically considered a starter in Bill Self's mind.
Strong drive by Xavier Johnson. Foul on Coleman lands. That's 2 on him.
This is a lot like, in some ways, the Stephen F. Austin game for Kansas, where they're dealing with basically a glorified 5-guard lineup, where you're just getting stretched out all 5 directions, and that court gets so spaced out that containing the dribble becomes really, really challenging.
George Mason's star big man, Josh Oduro, 2 early fouls after he'd scored their first 5 points. They're hanging in it without him. Staying loose on the stationary bike.
And, yeah, I'd imagine Coach English is thinking about the score, and the score could dictate whether or not you're going to put Oduro back into the game.
Over the top, Lightfoot up in the air to try to catch it, battling 2 George Mason players, and it's a jump ball. Possession will go to the Patriots.
Well, just right now, George Mason is trying to front the post and then get great backside help. So they see how they're working the front, and then there's going to be multiple Patriots coming from behind. And so it's hard. Where if you're going to throw that pass as a Jayhawk guard, you got to make sure you're reading the weak side help. And if you're a big guy, you got to go snatch that ball and keep it high.
Chance for George Mason to tie it or take the lead here. Gaines for the lead. Yesufu saves it, but right to Schwartz, who lays it in.
And so right now, that small versus big, small is kind of prevailing right now for George Mason.
Both teams shooting 50%. George Mason, though, Nick, has shot 4 more free throws than Kansas to this point.
See the front in the post, trying to work around.
Wilson short on the corner 3. A couple Patriots battling for the rebound. Xavier Johnson finally squeezes it.
Kansas is going to have to knock down some threes to make George Mason pay for sinking in.
Cooper off target. Patriots 4 of 10 from downtown. KU bench outscoring George Mason's 13-0 so far. Couple reserves in for the Jayhawks right now as Wilson drives it, lays it in.
Finally able to kind of penetrate and get a paint touch. You know, part of defending the post with such vigor has created it hard for penetration too.
Spins all the way around and pops out for Ronald Polite. The rim was impolite.
I like that.
Abaji missing everything as we get a whistle underneath for a foul away from the shot.
I think it was Xavier Johnson trying to block out Mitch Lightfoot.
And get Davon Cooper instead, and that's 2 on him.
Just you look at the floor right now. Jalen Coleman-Lands is going to check in, and they're just. It's an interesting decision from Bill Self to say, you know what, to heck with it. We're not getting anything out of playing our 5-man. Let's match 5 guards with 5 guards. So now the floor is going to get spread out on this end. We'll see which 5-guard lineup can prevail.
Brown, spin cycle. Gains the rebound. He's an extra white jersey, it seems, when a Jayhawk drives it.
George Mason's really sold out to protect the paint. Done a pretty good job so far.
Schwartz loses the handle. Good effort on the far side to keep it alive by Polite. But it's a turnover.
And so you wonder, how often have these 5 guys run offense together? Running set plays together. So right now you're probably just going to move the ball and just play motion offense.
Coleman-Lands gets an open look. He's got 2 triples in the first half, 8 points.
I think this is the right move from Bill Self. I mean, you just weren't getting enough out of playing McCormick and Lightfoot, and you were giving up stuff on this end of the floor. So I think playing 5 guards is the way to go right now.
Where does George Mason go for a response? Johnson driving it on Yesufu, steps through, gets the bounce.
And right now it's just mano-a-mano. You got to guard your man on both ends of the floor.
Like a pickup game in the summer.
A little bit.
Coleman-Lands finding Wilson on the drive. Jalen lays it in.
How much has the floor opened up?
A lot.
I mean, all of a sudden now you had a congested lane and it's all clear, and Kansas is getting a much higher quality of shot. See what Kim English wants out of this timeout here.
Yesufu with a denial, but deflected back into the hands of Johnson. Cooper losing the handle. Yesufu takes it. Trying to take on two defenders. Gets all the way there for the finish.
That is a strong crossover in traffic, and then he went and got it and laid it up. I hope we get to look at that because that was strong.
Cooper knocks home the three ball, his second.
Boy, this is a fun game just from a chess match standpoint and how both teams have had to adjust on the fly lineup-wise.
If you were 6'10", you wouldn't be saying that.
That's true. All the Pier 5 men are hating this game.
It is a guards game. Abaji, deep range. Gains another rebound. It's his sixth of the first half. Schwartz backing in on Coleman Lands.
Love it.
Schwartz has that game that'll play at any level. Inside, outside, mid-range.
It's never sped up.
Brown off target. Abaji with the rebound in a crowd. To the rack. Ochai finding a way to get involved.
I like Schwartz if he gets an advantageous matchup to try to kind of play with his back to the basket a little bit.
Hartwell tries a three. Another rebound for Gaines. Cooper, he'll shoot anytime he's open. Gaines again.
Who's got 2 personal fouls as well. So we'll see if both these guys with foul trouble can play intelligent.
I saw KJ Adams Jr. for a moment. He's in the game for Kansas. Ticket Gaines missing the free throw. The size being on the bench for George Mason hasn't affected their rebounding. They're out rebounding Kansas. Gaines has been the reason. He's got 8.
But George Mason's really played hard.
Baji finding his way into the lane, nearly lost it. Adams attacking Aduro. Baji skips for Coleman Lands. Brown, 5 to shoot. Harris has to fire. Aduro runs down the rebound.
I thought Christian Brown had an open 3 in the corner in front of the George Mason bench.
Aduro on the bounce. Showed early he can handle it a bit. 10 to shoot for the Patriots. Traveling call on Jamal Hartwell.
Turnover number 8 on the Patriots. Yeah, you just read Bill Self's lips there. You see he yelled at Christian Brown saying, shoot the ball. And even though that shot was open, it wasn't wide open, but you also got to have that shot clock in your mind that it was getting low, and him turning it down created a tough shot for DeJuan Harris.
Abaji off the kick out, knocks home the 3. 8 for Abaji.
Simple basketball from DeJuan Harris. I love how he keeps it simple. Penetrate, draw the defense, kick it out.
Duro on the block. Spinning past Adams for the jam.
Boy, is that good. Did a great job letting the help defense clear. In the quick spin, feeling KJ Adams leaning on his back.
Coleman Lands with a huge first half. He's got a new season high 11 points.
And you're talking about a guy that is a proven shooter and scorer at the Division I level. DePaul, Illinois, Iowa State, not Kansas.
Without Remy Martin today, Jayhawks have needed some other guys to step up. Hartwell, elbow pull-up.
By KJ Adams denying the post-up to Aduro.
Jayhawks with their biggest lead of the day, looking to extend it. Thought about it. Harris across the lane, creative on the finish. Coming off a career-high 14 Wednesday.
Steven, did you see who was on the strong side driving? It was Ochai Agbaji and Jalen Coleman-Lands. You probably don't want to help off those two guys, so Harris has got space to drive and finish.
Back door. Schwartz cut off. Gains the open three. 52% three-point shooter, having a heck of a first half.
I've been impressed with George Mason so far.
Adams. Oduro couldn't really challenge him.
That's right. That's something you have to understand if you are KJ Adams. When you get opportunities, take it right at Oduro.
Oduro playing with the 2 fouls. Trying to get to halftime. Schwartz straight on 3.
Well, holding for 1 now. And you got a lot of shooters on the floor outside of KJ Adams.
George Mason going zone, it looks like.
Yes, you're right.
Harris not looking, and the Jayhawks throw it away.
Job by Kim English right on the fly there to switch zone, get Kansas a little out of sorts, and a turnover.
3rd youngest head coach in Division I, 33 years old, Kim English. Bright future.
You better believe it.
A little over 5 seconds here for the Patriots. That inbound's deflected. Adams up ahead. Brown to beat the clock. He did! KU gets it to start the second half. Same starters as began the ball game for the Jayhawks. No Remy Martin today. Nursing a sore knee, so Jalen Wilson getting the call. Near turnover by the Jayhawks. George Mason going the same way they started the ball game as well.
Bill Self always loves to go inside to begin both halves, and you really want to do that to attack Oduro, who's got 2 personal fouls. So McCormick's got to really hold his seal and go get the ball.
Harris goes baseline. Brown right in front of his head coach. McCormick the rebound. Harris wide open 3. Wilson with a rebound. Missed everything. 3 pretty good looks for the Jayhawks, no points.
Finally, Kansas is able to kind of snag some offensive rebounds, though. So you know where this ball's probably going to, a little pick and pop.
That's how they started the game. Oduro this time doesn't shoot it. Needs some help now. McCormick coming out to pressure. Two to shoot. Johnson has to fire. Shot clock violation will keep Kansas from running in transition.
It's amazing how denying a wing pass can blow up a whole possession. Ochai Agbaji wouldn't let the ball get reversed to Schwartz. It got George Mason off schedule and out of their play, and they end up having to hoist one up and get a shot clock violation.
Into McCormick. 2 defenders there. They'll shoot 2.
So a big part of posting McCormick is eliminating backside help. You take away all the players on the backside of the floor so you can throw over the top to Dave McCormick. So watch as they're going to post up. They're trying to get all the players on the left side of the floor. And one Patriot doesn't take the bait and tries to stay in there, but it's the X's and O's devising from Bill Self right now, given this situation of how George Mason's defending the post.
Well, the foul was not on Oduro. He's still got 2, but it was on Davon Cooper. That's his 3rd. He'll take a seat now. Ronald Polite is back for the Patriots. McCormick goes 1 of 2. Drawing a crowd as he got into the lane, has it taken away.
Great job by Christian Brown to be there on the spin.
Agbaji took 10 shots in the first half, made only 3. Off target there. McCormick will try it again. Second time in the first 2 minutes of this half that Kansas has gotten 3 shots on a possession and not scored.
Doesn't get much more high percentage than that. I mean, point blank, you're the tallest guy on the floor. You just got to find a way to get that ball in the basket. I don't know what else there really is to be said.
George Mason yet to score this half, though. Schwartz, mismatch against Harris, drives it inside, fading, splashes it home.
I love his game. Just as he plays at his speed, he is never allowing the defense to speed him up at all.
Brown out to the corner. Can't get it to McCormick. Now Wilson. Brown, hard drive. The light the other way. Poked free by Harris. 2-on-2 the other way. Brown, Euro step, blocked by Gaines. Wow. Ticket going up. Polite. Transition 3, Gaines keeping it alive, and it's George Mason ball. Well, no, check that, Jayhawk ball.
Gaines is exhausted right now. And here's the reason why. Sprint down way above the rim. Getting the block is a heck of a Euro step, but that's a big time play from Ticket Gaines.
Jayhawks have not hit a field goal yet this half. Their 5th turnover of the day, first since halftime.
Had a hard time getting the ball cleanly into McCormick, and when McCormick's gotten the ball, he's had a hard time converting.
Johnson. Now Schwartz. Clear it for Oduro. He'll face up. Shoot it over the bucket. An air ball. Now Wilson. Go into McCormick again. Swings it out for Wilson. Baji. Good tip into McCormick. Tried to dunk it. Was a little too far away. Both teams a little clunky right now offensively to start the half. Schwartz guarded 3. Got it. Sean Schwartz has all 5 for the Patriots since halftime. Into double digits now. Going for McCormick again, and
Shots right at the rim. Just couldn't get anything to go down. Mitch Lightfoot is back in the game. Remember his spurt. He went 4 for 4 and had 8 points right away when he got in. We'll see if he can have the same impact in the second half now.
McCormick has gone out. Jayhawks force a turnover. Abaji out to Coleman Lands, who's also in. Wilson has checked out. Lightfoot has it knocked away again. Try to go over the top. That backside helps there for the Patriots.
You said it, Steven. And Gaines has been really good at reading that. And he can cover a lot of ground. He's long, so he can get in there, deflect passes, be there on the catch. It's really good backside help from George Mason.
Ticket Gaines a double-double already. 12 points, 10 rebounds in this one. Long ways yet to go. Going in for Lightfoot. Able to score it. Mitch has matched his season high.
Good job, but that's what Kansas has been trying to do. Throw it over the top, catch and finish.
A tough catch in there, too.
Yes, it is. So you got to be able to go snatch the ball high, and you got to be able to keep it high. Then you can't bring the ball down.
Polite finding Gaines. He's hit 3 threes already. Just trying to find something in transition. How about a step back from Abaji?
George Mason can get Oduro the ball in the post.
Schwartz with the height advantage on Harris. Wants to back him in. Help comes. He gives it up. Now Oduro, 10 to shoot. Polite, deep three. Bang. First points of the day for Ronald Polite. Back to a 6-point game.
Started with that post touch, though, from Aduru.
Baji off the Lightfoot screen. Up top for Mitch. Holman lands on the cut. Draws the foul.
And that's an excellent job by Lightfoot, high pointing the lob and then being strong with it and finding a cutter.
Holman lands, a couple free throws. See the numbers today, shooting and scoring.
You know, one of the things that with Jalen Coleman-Lands, when you've been around the block, and been around the block is putting it lightly with the journey that Jalen Coleman-Lands has been on, is the oldest guy in this roster, even older than Mitch Lightfoot. I think he understands that it's a long season, and even though he hasn't necessarily had to have big games yet this season, he realizes that it's just a matter of time, and it's about making sure you're ready for that time. And today, he's really stepped up and been important.
Played 2 years at Illinois, 2 years at DePaul. Played one of those two. Played a year at Iowa State. Now here at KU as Oduro. Shows the versatility again.
Talented dude.
It's down to a 5-point lead now for Kansas. George Mason just keeps playing. Harris, little floater. Like he'd throw a lob.
That's right. He's really improved as an offensive player. He's still not going to light you up, but he's not a guy you can just totally play off of at all times now.
Tough catch, Schwartz. Harris on him in the switch. Schwartz powers in. Wanted a foul on the contact. It'll be Jayhawk ball.
Like Christian Brown 2 times has been right on time when helping on the post on spins and really created a turnover on one, and there kind of blew up Schwartz. Good timing from Christian Brown defensively on when you're coming with a double team, because sometimes you don't want to telegraph it because then they can pick you apart.
Baji corner. Takes it baseline. Lightfoot surrounded. Brown a 3.
Good offense, though. Collapsing the defense, getting a rhythm kick out 3 to a good shooter.
Johnson looking for a driving angle. Gets it.
Allow George Mason to get good looks, especially from the perimeter.
Johnson goes 1 of 2 at the line. He's 6 of 8 at the stripe today.
Kansas really has had a rough half offensively here. 2 of 14 from the floor, only scored 6 points, so need that defense right now.
Harris for Lightfoot. Love it. Jam to get the crowd going. Lightfoot with a dozen today. Top 2 Jayhawk scorers, both coming off the bench this afternoon. First time KU's had 2 double-figure scorers off the bench this season. Holman lands, denying Schwartz. Brown. Tough attempt.
The small lineup for George Mason. No Duro on the floor.
Cooper, a tough 3, hand right in his face.
That's what the small lineup does. It stretches you out all the way to the 3-point line. You better be able to do both. Guard the 3 and the dribble.
Holman lands, frees himself, knocks down another jumper.
Boy, he's been awesome this afternoon, hasn't he?
14 points for the super senior from Indianapolis.
I love his body language. He's got a great way about him, even at shoot-arounds, talking to guys.
Gaines against Lightfoot somehow gets it to go.
Oh, tough shot.
Now Gaines having to battle Lightfoot inside, giving up maybe about 80 pounds. Lightfoot right in the middle of the blue paint. He's matched his career high.
Great ball movement. Opens up the middle of the floor. And Gaines is playing hard, but sometimes size matters.
Johnson will head to the line again. Mitch Lightfoot, 7 out of 7 shooting today.
Well, he's just punishing switches. And right now, really all his mismatches, everybody on the floor is a mismatch for him. And you get penetration, you spread the floor, and Lightfoot has just done a good job catching and finishing with his opportunities.
Seven for 7.
Big time, right?
Yesufu in for the Jayhawks. Wilson as well. We're under 10 to go. Polite pounding the ball into the wood. Now Oduro, who's back on. One-on-one with Lightfoot. Polite airballs the 3. Well, for everything Mitch Lightfoot's done offensively, what he's doing at the defensive end just as impressive.
Absolutely. And that's a good one-on-one post player trying to take you to school, and Lightfoot stood his ground beautifully.
Yesufu on the floater. Quick shot on that possession for Kansas.
And Yesufu just checked into the game. That's something Coach Self talks about all the time for his bench guys. And I've been there. I've been a guy that's been on the bench trying to get more minutes. It's hard. You want to come in and make an impact, but you also sometimes want to come in and keep it simple at least the first couple of possessions. You don't have to drive in there, take a tough floater, move it, and sometimes an easy one presents itself.
Without Remy Martin available today for the Jayhawks, Bill Self having to stick with Yesufu for the moment. Coleman lands, buries another triple. He's on fire. Timeout, George Mason. Jalen Coleman lands, rising and firing on New Year's. 17 points off the bench. Kansas by 10. Jalen Coleman lands, taking advantage of an opportunity today. Over his last 4 games, he played 32 minutes, scored 18 points. Today, 20 minutes, 17 points.
Wow. And that's a testament to him and staying ready and staying in a good frame of mind. And I think a lot of that comes from maturity and experience. He understands as a bench guy that, listen, it might not be your night for a 2-week stretch, but there could be a night because of injury or foul trouble or whatever. Remy Martin not playing today.
And who knows this season with guys being held out, protocols, you never know.
Again, it's one of the luxuries of being able to go to shoot around is you get to just get a sense of guys and their personalities. I have been struck at Jalen Coleman Land's just demeanor and maturity.
Johnson gets an open look and knocks home the triple. We said at the top George Mason wasn't going to be intimidated today. They have not backed down one bit.
I have been so impressed with how George Mason's fought. Again, they haven't played in 11 days.
Coleman lands. Talk about feeling it. There's a heat check. He got another one. 5 threes for 55.
And how many of them have come off of a shot fake, sidestepping the defense, getting organized, drilling it?
Oduro against Lightfoot. Fade away.
Really hard shot. That's a really good job by Lightfoot.
See if they get Coleman Lands a touch on this possession. There it is. He's scored 8 today. Brown 17+ per game. He's scored 7. Kansas is up by 10 with Remy Martin also not playing today.
The depth of weapons showing itself for KU.
Davon Cooper cut off. Out to Schwartz. One-on-one with Brown. Cooper gets the open look. Gaines hustles down the rebound. Coleman Lands, gets to the floor and forces a tie-up. It'll stay with the Patriots. Great hustle both ways.
And Bill Self loves it. Loves that stuff. Film session tomorrow, going to show the whole team this. Coleman Lands, yeah, he's making shots, but look at him. First to the ground, creates a tie-up. Really good.
Get a holding foul on Coleman Lands.
Foul number 55, Jalen Coleman Lands. That's his 4th.
How many fouls?
No.
This half. A combined 6. Schwartz off the fake.
Look at that block out. Look at that block out.
And a foul on Gaines trying to get past Coleman Lands.
And Bill Self has just got to be loving it. Jalen Coleman Lands diving on the floor. Good physical block out. The smirk, he's loving it. Say, there's nothing better, having played for the guy, than making a toughness play and it gets shown on film in front of the team. And Coach Self praises you for it.
It's going to get rewound, probably.
Yes.
That one will get rewound, but not for the same reasons.
I think there might have been a push in the back, but either way, that was a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. It was just too hot.
Over 2 minutes since George Mason's last field goal. Duro just can't find what he wants in there. And Gaines going to work. Got to his strong side, his left hand, and he'll get to the line.
There's been guys that have emptied the tank. I'm not sure there's a guy that's played harder today than Devontae Gaines. Ticket Gaines has been all over the place.
We're fans. I don't think there's a coach in America that wouldn't take a guy that plays that hard on their team. Tennessee transfer.
So often, Stephen, the solution is just play harder. I know that's not what certain players want to hear, even coaches want to throw out to their teams, because there certainly are times where there is something schematical or something you can do tactically a little different, whether it's an individual or collective, but sometimes the solution lies in just dig deeper, play harder. Good things happen when that's the case. You get enough guys to play with the energy that Gaines plays with, you're going to win a lot of games.
Lose yourself in the game.
That's it. I like that.
Play. Still a single-digit margin as we near 5.5 remaining. Brown lost the handle, fortunate to get it back. Brown, little floater. Lightfoot creates another possession. Mitch Lightfoot everywhere, battling inside against Oduro.
Mitch Lightfoot at the line.
Yeah, his post up created everything, that whole possession. His post up sucked in the weak side defense, creates the closeout, creates Oduro to have to rotate off of him, which then leaves him open for the rebound. But it all starts with posting hard. That's something younger posts don't quite understand sometimes, is posting up hard has a domino effect on the play. You always got to continue to work and wrestle and seal.
Over the back foul on Christian Brown.
George Mason just hanging around. A couple of threes here. This thing gets interesting.
They've already hit 10 today. They average just under 10 per game.
Look at it, just pushing the post all the way out to the three-point line.
Duro banging with light foot. Never got settled. Baji crossing over. Brown turns down the three. Harris wide open. Johnson wants to push. No numbers. Wisely pulls it out.
Gaines is gimpy. Baji and Gaines. They both kind of collided into each other.
Kim English has really cut his playing rotation this second half to about 6 players. So it's Polite in for Gaines, who hopefully will be fine. Schwartz needs help. Cooper being pressured by Coleman Lands. Single-digit shot clock. Cooper gets it up and in. Davon Cooper into double digits. He's got 11. 4 Mason players double-figure scoring.
A really strong drive from Cooper.
Coleman Lands adjusting midair.
That was one needed to be a shot fake and a sidestep.
Schwartz will shoot 2. 4th foul on Coleman Lands. 7-point game. 3:45 to go in Lawrence. Jalen Coleman Lands just picked up his 4th foul. He'll get a little breather. He's put up 20 points today to carry the Jayhawks. He shot it well the whole day, including this second half. The rest of the team has struggled, though.
Yeah. Coleman Lands is 3 for 4 in this second half. The rest of the team is 4 for 20. I mean, it has been a rough half of offense for the Jayhawks. I think they've gotten pretty decent looks, and that's kind of a part of it. Is sometimes the shots just don't fall, but the game where, God, for Jalen Coleman Lands and Mitch Lightfoot if you're Bill Self.
Let me correct myself. That was foul number 5 on Coleman Lands, so he's done for the day now. Fouled out.
Certainly
that's a loss for the Jayhawks. Meanwhile, Schwartz knocks down both free throws, and this is a 5-point game. As close as George Mason has been here in the second half. Nick, Kansas has gone nearly 4.5 minutes since they last scored. Where do you go here if you're KU?
Well, you got to get some for Ochai Agbaji. I mean, he's your stud. He's got to step up in this spot.
Brown off the Lightfoot screen. Now Wilson, 8 to shoot. Skip pass for Agbaji. Baseline drive to the rack. Missed the layup. Lightfoot the rebound. Brown a 3. You got it.
Give the assist, obviously, to Mitch Lightfoot. Big play.
Allen Fieldhouse getting loud. Cooper driving on Brown. Falls down and turns it over.
And guess who? Mitch Lightfoot in the right place defensively. Just sitting in that help gap. This is another one of those spots. We've talked about it throughout the half. That void of Remy Martin is kind of felt. Just another guy that can create off the bounce.
Make a shot.
Make a play, make a shot.
Light foot out to Brown. This time he turns it down. Wilson out to the arc. Goes baseline. Brown wants to drive it. Now Wilson, the guarded three.
Just don't know why Christian Brown doesn't shoot that one in the corner. He just made one. Johnson
all the way. Couldn't finish. And a foul whistled against George Mason on Ticket Gaines, who came back in. That's his third.
That's team foul number 6, George Mason.
You get an open shot, though, Stephen, you got to let it fly, especially if you're Christian Brown, having just made one.
Big possession again. A basket would be massive for Kansas. This one, Agbaji down the alley. Kisses it home, and a foul. His first points of the second half.
Pretty amazing to say for a guy that's averaging 21 a game, but he got the mismatch. Oduro on him, extended. You read and react. You attack, good, strong lane line drive through the contact and finish. Just exploiting a mismatch.
Made his 89th consecutive start today. And he's into double figures with 11 points. The Jayhawk lead 11. Schwartz, big time three.
It's a three-point basket for Deshaun Schwartz.
Well, if there's one guy that's not afraid of the moment, it's Schwartz.
Clock is the Jayhawks' friend right now. They will run it down as much as they can, presumably. Lightfoot, backdoor Harris. Ball knocked away, loose on the floor. Patriots have it, bodies everywhere. Schwartz, another three. Too strong.
As good of a look as you could have asked for.
1 minute remaining.
Now Johnson forced to give a foul.
Foul number 2, Xavier Johnson. That's his third personal foul.
If that triple goes down, it's a different feeling right now for both teams.
It got what you wanted if you're George Mason. You were active. You've started to trap ball screens and fly around. You get a turnover. You get Schwartz a three who had just made one and is shooting it at a high level, and he's a 1,000-point scorer and just miss it. And now Kansas is going small. You see Ochai Agbaji shaking his hand like he's waving. That means switch 5. Switching all 5 directions, all 5 screens. So Kansas's communication has to be at a premium when they get on defense.
1-on-1 for Brown. And he earns the bonus. Christian Brown, 3rd in the Big 12 in scoring, 5th in rebounding entering the day. 11 points, 3 boards today. Connects on both, 10-point game.
Kansas, no threes, no fouls.
Oduro guarded by Adams. A lot of banging. And the fouls on Brown for the reach-in.
Tried to ISO KJ Adams, drive it right at him.
Shooting at
1-on-1 for Oduro, or was it? No, 2 shots. Players all reacted as the ball hit the rim, but it was live.
I think it also, you know, the PA announcer announced that it was 1-on-1, and so I think everybody went into rebound mode. But
second one good. Full court pressure now. Tough catch, Agbaji in traffic. Up ahead, Brown into the front court. Johnson gives the foul.
Foul call on number 2, Xavier Johnson. That's his 4th personal foul.
Well, got to knock down your free throws if you're KU, and you're likely going to be victorious. But this has been a hard-fought game.
The last 3 ball games for the Jayhawks might not be the 3 biggest names on the schedule, but they've been challenged in different ways by Stephen F. Austin, Nevada, and now George Mason.
And I think obviously you see why it's so important. You want to play games for a variety of reasons, but Kansas got better today. I think there's a lot of guys that took steps. You learn about yourself, you grow.
George Mason will get into Atlantic 10 play in their next ball game. Wednesday, they host Rhode Island.
Foul call on number 3, DeJuan Harris.
Foul on DeJuan Harris.
Boy. Silly foul from DeJuan Harris. He got switched onto Aguro and just kind of grabbed him as he was rolling to the basket.
Josh Oduro at the line, shooting it 1-1.
This will be a 1-on-1 for Oduro. It'll be interesting to see how the Patriots do in the A-10. They were picked 8th in the 14-team league preseason.
St. Bonaventure is the cream of the crop in that league. Bonnie's return a lot. The team was very good last year. George Mason, I'd be surprised if they don't finish better than 8th. I mean, this is a pretty good team here. Gave Kansas all they could handle.
Final 30 seconds. George Mason does not look inclined to foul. And the Jayhawks can't quite run the clock all the way out, but are closing in on their 11th victory of the season. Wilson, 3. Rebound Johnson. Kansas at Oklahoma State Tuesday night to begin Big 12 play. Johnson against Brown. Swatted. And that'll do it.